Happiness is the feeling that power increases, that resistance is being overcome. Love is blind. Friendship closes its eyes. We have art in order not to die of the truth. Nihilism, any aim is lacking, any answer to the question why is lacking. What does nihilism mean? That the supreme values devaluate themselves. The desire to annoy no one, to harm no one, can equally well be the sign of or just as of an anxious disposition. Only ideas won by walking have any value. If a man wishes to rid himself of a feeling of unbearable oppression, he may have to take hashish. Thus I spoke more and more softly, for I was afraid of my own thoughts and the thoughts behind my thoughts. I have exposed myself, and am not ashamed to stand there naked. Shame is what we call the monster that attached itself to men when they aspired beyond the animals. 3 metamorphoses of the spirit. I relate to you how the spirit becomes a camel, and the camel a lion, and the lion, finally, a child. He who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby become a monster. Is not life 100 times too short for us to bore ourselves? Creating that is the great salvation from suffering, and life's alleviation. But for the Creator to appear, suffering itself is needed, and much transformation. There is not enough love and goodness in the world to permit giving any of it away to imaginary beings. Under peaceful conditions, a warlike man sets upon himself. Once the decision has been made, close your ear even to the best counter-argument, sign of a strong character. Thus an occasional will to stupidity. If Islam despises Christianity, it has a 1,000-fold right to do so. Islam at least assumes that it is dealing with men. Your educators can only be your liberators. That which is done out of love is always beyond good and evil. Egoism is the very essence of a noble soul. No price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Whoever has not 2/3 of his time to himself is a slave. What is evil? Whatever springs from weakness. Life is that which must overcome itself again and again. I am alone again, and I want to be so, alone with the pure sky and open sea. This crown to crown the laughing man, this rose wreath crown I myself have set, this crown upon my head I myself have pronounced my laughter holy. The definition of morality. Morality is the idiosyncrasy of decadents having the hidden desire to revenge themselves upon life, and being successful. Learn to laugh at yourselves as one must laugh. All signs of superhuman nature appear in man as illness or insanity. He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. Today, as always, men fall into 2 groups, slaves and free men. Whoever does not have 2/3 of his day for himself is a slave, whatever he may be, a statesman, a businessman, an official, or a scholar. Nothing in life possesses value except the degree of power, assuming that life itself is the will to power. Everything matters. Nothing is important. Invisible threads are the strongest ties. The value of a thing sometimes lies not in what one attains with it, but in what one pays for it, what it costs us. Live dangerously. One must need to be strong, otherwise one will never become strong. What is the truth but a lie agreed upon? Dead are all gods, and now we want the overman to live. Human, all too human. I am a forest and a night of dark trees, but he who is not afraid of my darkness will find banks full of roses under my cypresses. We often refuse to accept an idea merely because the tone of voice in which it has been expressed is unsympathetic to us. In his lonely solitude, the solitary man feeds upon himself. In the thronging multitude, the many feed upon him. Now choose. The existence of forgetting has never been proved. We only know that some things don't come to mind when we want them. In loneliness, the lonely one eats himself. In a crowd, the many eat him. Now choose. The vain, we are like shop windows in which we are continually arranging, concealing, or illuminating the supposed qualities others ascribe to us, in order to deceive ourselves. Time, space, and causality are only metaphors of knowledge with which we explain things to ourselves. Only sick music makes money today. The most fundamental form of human stupidity is forgetting what we were trying to do in the first place. Stupidity in a woman is unfeminine. Woman was God's second mistake. God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star. Whoever gives advice to the sick gains a sense of superiority over them, no matter whether his advice is accepted or rejected. That is why sick people who are sensitive and proud hate their advisors even more than their illnesses. One repays a teacher badly if one always remains nothing but a pupil. I fear animals regard man as a creature of their own kind which has in highly dangerous fashion lost its healthy animal reason, as the mad animal, as the laughing animal, as the weeping animal, as the unhappy animal. Sensuality often hastens the growth of love so much that the roots remain weak and are easily torn up. Do you want to have an easy life? Then always stay with a herd and lose yourself in the herd. To the mediocre, mediocrity is a form of happiness. Body am I entirely, and nothing else, and soul is only a word for something about the body. There are no facts, only interpretations. The good for, honest with ourselves and with whatever is friend to us, courageous toward the enemy, generous toward the vanquished, polite always. That is how the four cardinal virtues want us. God is dead, but considering the state the species man is in, there will perhaps be caves, for ages yet, in which his shadow will be shown. They call you heartless, but you have a heart, and I love you for being ashamed to show it. Be careful, lest in casting out your demon you exercise the best thing in you.